the country. Throughout North America, we're on the road. It's Pau Hana Travels, here we go.
Hi everyone!
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Guess what today is?
It's our anniversary.
6 months on the road. We left our home base in Washington State on August 19th, 2016.
And now it is February 19th, 2017. So officially 6 calendar months, 184 days into this wonderful journey we have.
We've almost come full circle. We are only 500 miles from home, and we should be back at our home base here within less than 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks. You know, it's kind of, it's bittersweet a little bit, you know? This is the end of a great trip. However,
don't go anywhere and don't unsubscribe because we have a lot coming. We'll get into that later on. So this video, we're going to do a couple things. One, we're going to share where we've been and what we've been up to this past 6 months. Then we're going to go over some financials with you of really how much this past 6 months has cost us. And then finally, we're going to give you some of our most asked questions. We're going to answer those that we've come across during our journey.
Yep. So let's just jump into this now. This trip so far to yesterday, because yesterday was our last drive day.
Yes.
We have hit 6,091 miles on the odometer. We've covered 10 states.
10 states.
By the time we get home, it'll be 11 because we live in Washington.
Yep.
However, the states we've gone through is Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah,
Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada,
California, and Oregon. Well, the Oregon or Oregon. Here we go.
We want to say, and the Oregon coast.
But the Oregon coast isn't the state. Oregon is the state.
Oh, it'd be nice if the Oregon coast was just a state, though. It's our favorite place in the world to camp.
It is. So. And now with those 6,091 miles and 10 states we've traveled through, we've done 46 setup and teardowns. But there's a little discrepancy there between a couple different numbers because, in Quartzsite twice, right?
We could add 2 more.
No, 3 times because we left the Convergence twice, didn't we?
No, we only left
Convergence once. That's right.
So twice in Quartzsite, once in December when we were there for our solar install expansion, and then when we were there for our Escapers Convergence, we had to break camp, pull in the slides, and go into town and dump and fill with water and propane, and then come back to camp. So technically...
Well, I don't know about technically.
46 road days and stops, 48 true teardown setup. Something like that. So in all, 184 nights as of tonight we will have spent away from our home base.
And I have to say, we really do miss our friends and family at home.
We do.
That's probably one of the most difficult parts.
Why don't we talk about the finances, and then I think the other questions will kind of
fill in
what we've been up to.
Sure. So let's just start here with the RV parks. We stayed 43 nights in RV parks, and now if we include Thousand Trails in that, that's an additional 31 nights.
So that was
74 nights in RV parks.
So 43 in private RV parks and 31 in Thousand Trails system.
Right. Within the RV parks, the 43 nights, we've spent $1,293.75 for those 43 nights.
And that was our biggest expense, was actually parking in RV parks. By far the most. Our next category closest to that was National Forest campgrounds. We'll get to that in a moment. But as he was saying, $1,293, so round up to $1,300 for 43 nights.
And then you got to include the Thousand Trails in
Thousand Trails. So we paid for a membership way back a year ago. And in the middle of our travels, we exceeded our 30 days of free camping that came with our 2-zone pass. So starting around Christmas time, we had to start paying a whopping $4 a night to camp. And I think most of them have been full All of them have been full hookups.
All of them, I believe, have been full hookups. And there was also a surcharge that we had to pay while we were in Vegas. We had to pay a surcharge for the 50 amp service. That
I think it was $6 a day, and we had to pay it for 6 or 7 days.
Something like that, which is kind of crazy. But anyway.
So that constituted $78 on top of our RV parking costs. So right under $1,400 total for
RV parks.
RV parks.
Right. National Forest campgrounds, we spent about 17 nights in the different national forests we visited, totaling $257 for all those nights.
Most of those parks were dry camping, boondocking. I can't, oh no.
May have been water available at one or two of them.
The one in Idaho, we had power.
Yeah.
It just depends. However, the National Forest campgrounds are gorgeous. It's one of our favorite places to go when we go camping back home.
Well, they're the national forests and the national parks. They're there for a reason. There's a draw. There's something to do, to see,
to get outside,
to get outside.
outdoors.
So that's why you should go visit your national parks and national forests, because there's a reason. There's something there.
So our third category is national parks, and it was our also third most expensive expense for camping. We spent a total of 10 nights in national parks for a total of $206. I would say they were very well worth it. The national parks we camped out were...
Black Canyon, the Gunnison.
Grand
Teton, Death Valley.
And Dinosaur.
Dinosaur National Monument. Yeah, they're all great parks. Really, they're all very nice parks.
And all were very unique and different.
Yep.
Oh, and I forgot, Canyon de Chelly.
Oh my gosh, Canyon de Chelly. Yeah, that was something different there.
Because of that, we skipped the Grand Canyon.
No, it's there for the next trip. It's not going anywhere.
Next trip. Okay, next category.
State parks. We stayed a total of 5 nights in state parks.
And it's all been here on the Oregon coast. We love the Oregon coast, Oregon state parks. They are wonderful for big rigs. Great amenities, beautifully kept.
Well cared for. They're great parks.
Even right now in the middle of the winter, I mean, they're on top of it. And
well, granted, there have been storm after storm after storm, so there's quite a bit of debris on the ground, but they do take care of them.
Yeah, and they're in beautiful locations.
Yes. Okay, so our next category is the other category, kind of a strange one, but we just did not know where to classify this at. 3 nights, $10 a night for a total of $30.
It's a super duper secret place, but if you go to the video that I'm going to link up here in the corner,
or wherever,
we'll give you...
Maybe down there?
No, it's up in the corner.
We'll give you GPS coordinates.
It, I think, has turned into one of our favorite boondocking locations.
It could be classified as a boondocking location, but it's not a campground. It's not an RV park. It's not BLM land. It's not state land.
It's not a campground.
It's not a campground. It is actually owned by the Port of Orford.
Oh.
But it's a beautiful location. So
still go see the video.
Go see the video.
Next category is BLM land. BLM land is our second most camped type of land. We did so much on BLM land. Total of 63 nights.
Yes.
And out of those 63 nights...
That's over 2 months on BLM land.
We spent a total of $15.
That's 15 for 63 nights.
Yes, and that was actually just outside of Taos, New Mexico.
Yes.
We were in a nice little campground.
That was 3 nights, $5 a night.
Yes.
A beautiful area by the Rio Grande.
There was another video when we were very early on our blogging. I'll put the link up there. Don't judge us by that video.
It's okay, it's okay.
We've come a long way.
We all got to start somewhere.
That's right.
The next subject is casinos. We spent a total of 5 nights in casino parking lots, totaling a big old $0. We didn't pay anything.
Well,
okay. We didn't pay anything for parking.
We definitely use the amenities in the restaurants.
And that's one thing I would suggest you do. If you do stay at a casino, they want you to go inside and play with the slot machines and eat in the restaurants and just, patron their facility. It's really nice.
So the casinos that we visited were Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California, just outside of Palm Desert.
Yep.
Our second casino wasn't really at the casino itself. We were on reservation land, and we learned later that we needed to go to the casino in Winter Haven to get a permit to park where we did.
We were under the assumption it was BLM land. All of our apps and compendium and this and that told us it was BLM land, but the tribal policeman that arrived at our door the next morning said, nope, this is tribal land.
He was very nice.
Very nice about it.
Told us where to go for next time, so we did update compendium with the new information, and so that counts.
Yep, it sure does.
And then we spent three nights over Super Bowl weekend at Bear River Casino just outside of Eureka, California.
Yeah, it was nice. And then we also spent 5 nights at a friend's house in El Cajon, California, which is just outside of San Diego.
Another big fat zero.
Zero for that one. Thank you to Mike and Tabitha for hosting us those 5 nights and allowing us to use your front yard as our front yard and our parking area. It was great. Camping in San Diego, or I think any big town, is tough because it's urban. There's no place you can hide a 40 or 38-foot motorhome. It just, you can't do it.
We did have to camp with half of our slides slid in.
Yeah.
Half
our slides in.
So we weren't impeding out in the road, but it was great. We were able to spend our anniversary on the coast after spending months in the desert.
Yep. And then with that, staying at friend's house, it didn't cost us anything again. Big old zero.
Our final category that we stayed at while we were out this past 6 months is Boondockers Welcome. We stayed at a gentleman's home in his backyard in Pinedale, Wyoming. And Boondockers Welcome is a great resource. It's still up and coming, and so it's hard to find places. Plus, you have to find a place that is suitable for your size rig. But it costs around $40 a year, and it gives you a network worldwide of places that you can go park at people's homes. We have been a Boondockers Welcome host in the past when we were more at home, and we've loved meeting people that way. It really opened our eyes to the community of RVing and
full-time living. We've met several different families that were full-time families, and through the Boondockers Welcome at our house. It was a great opportunity and really got us kind of cued into enjoying this lifestyle.
Yeah, speaking of that, if you didn't already know, we do have a home. We have a Sticks and Bricks, as it's called in the RV community, but we don't let that stop us from enjoying our time on the road. We're usually out 6 to 8 months out of the year.
Yeah, I was thinking about it last night in bed and kind of putting all the numbers together. And this year, 2016, we were on the road just over 8 months. So
in both
all 3 rigs.
Well, three rigs,
and the Carbon, the Cardinal, and the
That's
Disco.
a whole nother blog post in itself.
So it's been great. And we have the Sticks and Bricks at home, and we are able to manage it while on the road through a network of friends and family.
So moving on, during our 6 months on the road, national parks, 2016 was their centennial, so we wanted to make sure we could see as many parks as possible, and we actually visited 21 national parks.
We probably didn't hit all of them that we could have hit. We missed a few.
We did miss a few.
And that was by choice, but we'll go into that later on.
But we'll put up a slide here of all the parks that we went to and visited. One thing I do say that I highly recommend is get the National Park Service annual pass, or if you're a senior, they do have a senior pass. However, I've heard they're going away with it.
The senior pass. It's
So
not free anymore.
hurry, run, go get yours now before it
might
goes
have already
away.
expired. I'm not sure.
We're not positive.
Yeah.
But the annual pass, $80 a year, and it gets you admission into all the national parks.
It is really a good deal. If you're gonna,
us a ton.
We went to 21 different parks,
And usually it's around $20 entry. It's good for 7 days.
It saved us a lot of money.
Yes.
Now let's go into our total costs over the 6 month. We've got several different categories here we're going to go through and explain our expenses.
Our first one, so we just broke it all down to you, but the total cost, when you add that all up, it cost us $1,995.75 to park our rig somewhere to camp.
You know, you're on the road for 6 months. You got to park it. You're going to have to pay.
It's our rent.
It's basically our rent. So for 6 months we paid almost $2,000, and that breaks down to $10.85 a day.
I think we did pretty well.
That's pretty good. I was hoping to get down to $10 a day, but we had a couple real nice resort stays and this and that. They kind of messed up our averages, but $10.85 a day for 6 months is not too bad.
It's not bad.
And now our fuel costs. Our diesel fuel expenses. In the 6,091 miles, we paid $2,320.96. And that breaks down to 38 cents a mile for our expenses. And where's that 38 cents a mile come in handy?
Well, the reason why I calculated that is, one, we are planning to go to Alaska. A lot of people are asking, you know, how much does it cost to drive to Alaska? Oh, the fuel, this and that. And I figured I wanted to know, just ballpark, I know it's going to take us 2,400 miles to get to Alaska from our home base. Therefore, I wanted to calculate as how well our coach runs, take that average, because fuel prices are not going to change drastically in the next 2 months, because yes, we leave for Alaska in 2 months.
2.5 months.
And so I can rough ballpark, knowing that we're going to go 2,400 miles and times that approximately, we'll round up 40 cents a mile.
Yeah.
And it's going to give us a ballpark average of what it's going to cost us. That's why I did that.
I see it now.
Okay.
I understand. We didn't talk about that one beforehand.
Our next cost is propane. We do still need propane. We are not an all-electric coach.
No.
And because of that, we filled up a total in 6 months only 4 times.
Yeah, that's not too bad, really.
No.
Considering the cool weather we had this winter,
You would think because we went south, oh, you don't need heat. Oh,
we needed heat in the desert. It was kind of chilly.
We've hit several nights below 30 degrees in Colorado when we were in high elevation. And in Quartzsite.
We had frost a couple of times.
We were in the 30s. Or below. Yeah. So those 4 fills cost a total of $172.10, which averaged out about $43 a fill up.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all.
We have a 38-gallon tank.
Yeah, it's a big built-in tank, 38-gallon tank, something like that. All right, now we're going into our paid dump and fill section category. We paid for dumping and filling a total of 3 times. For $70. So yeah, in 6 months we only dumped 3 times. Isn't that amazing?
No. We only paid extra to dump and fill. We get pretty good. If you're at a campground, you dump and fill. If you're at a resort, even highway rest stops, especially when you're entering a new state, they usually will have an RV dump sign. Just watch for them. Even going through small little towns, the city will offer a free waste disposal spot. I've even seen Cabela's offering it.
I know Camping World does, and
even some Walmarts.
Some Walmarts do. So you can get free dump and free fill almost anywhere. So it's really not that hard to have to not pay for it. You know, there were only a few circumstances leaving the Yellowstone area and a couple of the places we paid for.
And Quartzsite
that we paid for the dump and water fill.
All Stays is a great app that will show you where you can find dumps.
The next category is maintenance. With our motorhome, it's you always have to maintain your vehicles, and this is just the motorhome. It doesn't include the truck that we tow as well. So the maintenance that we paid is $353. And that was basically just our generator service. We haven't had any other required maintenance or necessary maintenance on the motorhome at this point.
Knock on wood.
Yes.
Our next category are repairs. Now, our repairs, we are very fortunate. We're 6 months into a brand new rig, and we've had very little repairs. In fact, only $145, and I believe it's all glass work.
Yeah, we attempted to reseal the front window.
That has been leaking
failed.
since the day we bought it.
And 2 rock chips in the front windshield, and also a tire repair where we got a screw in the tire.
Oh yes, we got screwed.
We got
in
screwed
Sedona.
in Sedona, so we had a quick tire. They only charged us $20 to pull the tire off the rim.
$30.
$30 and patch it and put it back on. So that's a pretty decent deal.
Yeah. So we only have 500 miles to go. I don't foresee any of these categories changing any more, other than our few camping fees
Well, and back
we have
to
left.
maintenance real quick too, and that's not to say that there hasn't been other maintenance issues that we've taken care of ourselves.
We've taken care of a lot ourselves.
Okay, this is just stuff that we weren't able to do ourselves. There's been a few things, and it hasn't been costly to us because it's been manufacturer warranty stuff that we've actually talked to our dealer and they've shipped us parts and pieces, and we've done the work ourselves because we're on the road so long.
I'll have to say our dealer has been wonderful. Our service manager has worked with us personally. I know that not everybody gets such an awesome dealer like we do.
Right.
They've taken care of us. We have taken care of them.
Absolutely.
We've purchased 4 rigs in 4 years with them, and so
They like us.
they like us, we like them. So if you ever are in Eastern Washington and you're looking to purchase a rig, we highly recommend R&R RV.
Absolutely.
So
So now back to covering our total expenses. Now this isn't, I'm not going to say total expenses, let's just call it total costs.
what we've discussed,
What we've
camping
discussed.
fees, fuel for the coach only, propane, dump and fill, maintenance and repairs.
And we're not including food or entertainment because that is such a wide variable right there.
That is up to you.
That is up to you. This is our overall cost for camping, not including food.
In the past 6 months, we have spent a total of $5,056.80.
It's not too bad. And break it down by the month, it's $843 a month.
Now that's just an average because I just took the total amount spent and divided it by 6. But that's pretty
It's not too bad.
pretty livable.
For all of our camping, all of our fuel, basic maintenance and some repairs, you know, $842 a month isn't too bad. And now, if you were to park more, drive less, maybe that number would be different because, you know, you're not using not spending as much in fuel, but you may spend more in your camping expenses. So I'm not sure. However that works.
Yep. Well, again, we hope you enjoyed all the information we provided here on this video. Please stick with us for the next 2 weeks as we travel back up the coast and back to our home base
Across
in
Washington.
Eastern Washington. And then stick with us over the next couple months as we prepare to go north to Alaska.
That'll be a whole different chapter.
Yeah. So
Until
until
next
next
time,
time, Pau
Pau Hana.
Hana. As always, if you liked our video, please give us a thumbs up down below, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We thank you for watching.
And until next time,
Pau Hana!